Okay, so you tried meal prepping like 2 times and it didn't work for you, so you decided to say your goals? Is that a withering look?
Was that a withering look? Oh, and another one.
Yeah, buddy, you've been red. Okay, you've been red, I'm sorry. Don't be mad, I know, it's a little bit tough, and I'm sorry if you feel like I'm being aggressive, but it's tough love, okay? And I'm an intense lover. I am. Now, after this video, not only are you going to stop running around with your head cut off like a chicken, but I'm actually so kind and so gracious that I'm gonna show you my exact thought process when I'm meal prepping for myself. I know, kind. I can't help it, I'm generous. Welcome back to my channel, Sting. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Taliyah. On this page, not only are you going to be entertained, you're welcome. You're going to be educated. You're going to be fondled. Okay, I call it being effed. So if you want me to graciously F you, join the cult. It's a really good time. The in the comments, they will vouch for me. I promise. I promise. Anyway, I know meal prepping can seem so whack sometimes, like nobody likes it. Even the people in the fitness industry, we don't like it. And anyone that says they do, they're lying, and it's giving pick me energy. But it's gonna help you so much in the long run, I promise, okay? Not only is it gonna help you stay consistent with your health and wellness goals, but you're also going to save so much time. We don't have a lot of it. There literally feels like there's never enough time in the day, and I promise you this is one way to kind of regain that back. You're welcome. I would literally not have so much success in this space myself if I did not meal prep. Okay, it was a necessity in college, I promise. Oh my god. Here's the thing, right? A lot of you guys, not to call you out, okay, you're like, oh my god, like I'm eating healthy food this, and I'm eating salad this, and I'm having chicken this. Okay, babe, you can still undereat and overeat on healthy foods, okay, quote unquote healthy. Healthy is subjective. You can still gain weight on those. You can still be severely undereating on those. None of that means that you're eating healthy. I also want to make note that I am not a registered dietitian. Those are the only people who can tell you what to eat. I can give you guidance, which is what I'm doing here. I can give you advice, but that is my scope of practice. And if there's other people who are telling you that they can do this, this, and that, and they have the same credentials as I, they're lying. Okay, now when it comes to meal prepping, I am using that word very loosely, okay? I feel like we think that means that every meal needs to be prepped. That's not true. What it really means is all your meals need to be planned. A super good example of this is for my college girlies. When I was in college, obviously I was broke. Broke as excuse my language, sorry. And so what I would do is I would plan out my meals of what I'm gonna have in the cafeteria. I'm like, okay, like they always have, you know, baked chicken, some type of vegetable, whether that's broccoli or spinach or whatever the I don't care. And they always have potatoes, whether it was sweet potatoes or regular potatoes. And that is how I planned my meals out throughout the week. I knew they always had boiled eggs. They always had Greek yogurt. And that's obviously indicative of my personal school. I went to Hampton University, the real HU, but you can do the exact same thing with your college if you're in college. And that's a good thing. And that's a really good example of, yes, you're not prepping your food, but you're planning for what your food is going to be. That way you're not going into a space where you're like, oh my God, like what do I eat? What do I eat? You already know. Let's talk about breakfast. Okay, it's actually my favorite meal of the day. It was my favorite meal. It's not my favorite meal anymore, but like my lunch, which you guys are about to see, just hits every goddamn day. But breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Okay, you're quite literally breaking your fast, and it's really important that you do that. Okay, and I know a lot of you guys are gonna be like, I'm not hungry in the morning. Shut up. I'm gonna tell you right now, I promise you, if you force yourself to eat breakfast for a week or two straight, you're gonna start being hungry in the morning. Okay, the reason why you're not hungry is because you've trained your body to think that you're not hungry. It's in here, and it's actually your goals up. The beautiful thing about breakfast is that you can front load a ton of protein. That way, you're not at the end of the day, and you're like, oh my God, like I have 60 grams of protein left to eat. Nobody wants that. Damn, I'm cussing a lot. I'm sorry, guys. I really am going to try to hold back on it. It's a lot. Now, my favorite thing about breakfast is that if you choose the right thing, you don't have to meal prep it. You can literally just cook it. I know we're kind of like defeating the purpose here. Breakfast is like probably one of the quickest meals you can make, less than 5 to 10 minutes. I'm pretty sure everyone has 5 to 10 minutes that they can dedicate towards breakfast. I'm not saying you need to cook your breakfast, but I'm saying if you don't like meal prep food 24/7, breakfast is one of those meals you can probably cook really easily. So now I'm going to show you exactly what I have been doing for my breakfast, and I've been extremely consistent with it. Guys, I did not unfreeze my bacon. Okay, just imagine that there's bacon on the plate.
De lunes a viernes eres mera sana y se enloquece el fin de semana. Si le dan la mujer, baby no sé. Trae una amiguita porque seamos tres. Trajo una moñita pa' quitar el estrés. Ese cae lo quito en tres. Si le dan la mujer, baby no sé. Trae una amiguita porque seamos tres. Trajo una moñita pa' quitar el estrés. Yeah. Ese culito me tiene loco, ya pide que me la cene. Que no quiere ver Netflix, quiere que hagamos una peli, que en mi celu tengamos el split.
Obviously, imagine breakfast with bacon, but just literally eggs, bacon, fruit, and this fillers drinkable. Yeah, this including bacon is literally almost around 40 to 50 grams of protein, which is absolutely insane. Some other easy ways to add more protein to this would be adding like cottage cheese to your eggs. Yes, the consistency is different, I will not lie, but the taste is the exact same and it's really good in my opinion. Adding a high protein shake, you know, as the drink instead. That way you don't feel like you're eating more food, but you are getting in more nutrients. Now, when it comes to the fruits that I choose, I totally like, it's whatever is in the store that looks the best, okay? And for me, that was this papaya. But like last week, in the past 5 weeks, it's kiwi. I've been a kiwi heavy. Before that, it was like strawberries. It does not matter. I just kind of pick a fruit on how I'm feeling. That way it makes it feel like I'm having a lot of variability in the foods that I'm eating and it doesn't get boring. Bon appetit! All my supplements code TNA. There are also really good supplements out there that support my health that I haven't been prioritizing as much because they're extremely inconvenient until recently. Now, I just discovered Grooms, and they're also sponsoring this week's video, so give them a huge shout out for me. Oh my god, thanks! Grooms is a super convenient, comprehensive formula packed with 8 gummies, okay? I mean, call me a child, okay? But I love anything that reminds me of a gummy bear. I do. I have a horrible sugar tooth. That's awful, actually. I need to talk to someone about it. Grooms contains 20 plus different vitamins and minerals. That's a lot, bruv. That's a lot. Okay, and we don't skip our micronutrients over on this page. And 60 plus different whole food ingredients. There's no artificial colors or flavors, but it's still like eating a pack of fruit snacks. And it's vegan, okay? I didn't forget about my vegan girlies. It's nut-free and it's gluten-free, and most importantly, okay, this is for my sensitive tummy girlies. It's dairy free. So I think one of the cool things about Grooms is that it's bioavailable. Okay, you're like, oh my god, like what's that mean? I'm gonna tell you, relax. Don't yell at me. I'm sensitive. Meaning the ability of Grooms to be absorbed and used by the body is a lot greater, which is gonna help you achieve your target nutrient level a lot better. One of the reasons for this is because it is in gummy form. You're like, how does that like play a single role into this? Gummies are actually more bioavailable than a tablet. And the reason for that is because pills and powders and tablets could potentially decrease the effectiveness of the supplement because you have to drink water to take them. Excretion of vitamins and minerals are actually tied to urine volume. So I think the last thing that anyone wants to do is pay to have expensive pee. Okay, we don't want that. I wish that I would have found something like this a lot sooner because eating my vitamins and minerals and whole foods in a fruit snack would have for sure kept me consistent with it instead of me trying to pop some pills. I'm joking. I'm not joking. Now, I do actually have a link for you guys that's going to actually get you guys up to 40% off. Just make sure to use the link that's in my description box down below. And thank you again to Grooms for sponsoring this week's video and supporting this channel.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Okay, so now that we're done with supplements, let's talk a little bit about just a concept that I like to think back to. Less is so much more. Less is so much more. A lot of you guys are overcomplicating everything. You're looking up the coolest looking recipes that require 50 plus ingredients that you don't already have at home, that take 6 hours plus to prep. Of course you don't want to do this every week. If you are a busy, do not set yourself up for failure. Don't do it. Find yourself a recipe that is not only simple, but it takes no time to replicate. I've actually been working on a template for you guys that you can reference when you're trying to create your meals, okay? So when I think about meal prepping, I think about 3 different categories: protein, carbs, fibrous carbs. Oh my god, what are those? First 2 are super self-explanatory. Protein, chicken, beef, steak. And then when it comes to carbs, whether that's potatoes, rice, sweet potatoes, other carbs. Fibrous carbs are vegetables. They're veggies. Whenever I'm thinking about lunch and dinner, I'm thinking about that. What's gonna be my protein? What's gonna be my carb? What's gonna be my vegetable? And so pretty much what I'm saying is I made a template that like wrote stuff out for it's in my description box, okay? Don't ask any questions, just pull it up. And I think the best thing about approaching meal prepping like this is that you can literally mix and match everything, okay? One week you're like, oh my god, like I'm really feeling chicken. Okay, and I also like potatoes and broccoli. Beautiful, that's a meal. But then the next week you're like, I'm not feeling that. Okay, well maybe you'll do steak and mashed potatoes and corn. I don't give a f. But you see how you can just mix and match and create your own meals? They don't need to be extravagant to get the job done. That is the beautiful part about meal prepping, okay? It's like Tetris for an ugly toddler. You cannot f up creating these meals. You can't.
tus amigas se cansaron de decir que es por lo que por ti no hicieron. Pero el problema más grande es justo ahí.
Now, you guys might have already seen this recipe, but I don't give a f, okay? Because that's what I eat, buddy. And I really like it. I really enjoy it, okay? So if you haven't seen my Korean barbecue bowl video, don't worry, because I'm gonna show you the same recipe here.
Puso un casting pa' los que valoran. Si no es seguro, pues no se enamora. Porque la cagó una vez, pero no otra vez. Cero drama y estrés, ella quiere. Ella puso un casting pa' los que valoran. Si no es seguro, pues no se enamora. Porque la cagó una vez, pero no otra vez.
Don't have any shame about microwaving food. Don't have any shame about it, okay? If you don't have time, I'm not gonna judge you. If you want to microwave vegetables, I don't give a okay? Frozen veggies, not mad. I don't have a rice cooker. Uncle Ben's, coconut jasmine, baby, she's fire.
Pero es una niña mala, se hablamos de diversión. Quiere que bajen la luna y le canten una canción. Quiero amor de cuento de hadas, pero baby con pasión, yeah, yeah. Si la conoces no lo necesita decir. No sin problema si no pasaste la tesis. Y la salida está allá donde dice exit. Next please.
See, super simple, super easy, delicious, yum, 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 yum in my tummy. That took maybe like 20 minutes max, and that's only because I was filming. So, you're welcome. If you guys found any of these tips helpful, first off, you're welcome, and great, I'm glad that you're getting this, but if you need more help, that's okay, all right? I do offer a lot more guidance in my one-on-one training. My applications for September are almost full, but I'm gonna go ahead and link it in my description box down below, and then if you guys have any questions, just ask. Yeah. Okay, so when it comes to dinner, I never feel like cooking. I eat dinner late. I'm a 9 p.m. sometimes 9:30, and because I eat dinner so late, I do not want to cook it at all. Put that in the microwave, call it a day. There was even a point when I was having what I just made for lunch for dinner too. Okay, first off, that is another testament of how much I like that meal, but also I don't want to have to think about it at all. It just seemed like I was eating too much beef. That's why I chilled out. But now what I like to do is just choose a protein source and pair it with as many veggies as I feel like it. And I like, if you don't like vegetables, learn to like them, okay? You're not 12 anymore. Learn to like them. But that's the beautiful thing about vegetables. They are not calorie dense at all. You can eat a whole bunch of them without adding a whole bunch of calories. So that's what I do. I do meat, veggies, and then with whatever meat that I'm choosing for that week, I get to choose the sauce. So this week it's garlic parm. Next week it's gonna be buffalo. Okay, I'm feeling the buffalo coming on. The week after that, it might be like a honey Dijon mustard. Meat, sauce, veggies. That's it. And the beautiful thing about that is you can prep the meat and the vegetables already. You just assemble. Okay, I think a lot of us think that we need to have them in the cutest containers ever. I literally throw meat in a container and call it a day. I throw the veggies in a separate container, call it a day. I do not combine until it's time for dinner because the amount of veggies I want varies. All right, let's cook. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to make juicy chicken breasts, okay? So the key to this, okay, listen to me. Don't cut your chicken, okay? Don't cut your chicken, okay? Leave it in its slab, warm it up, then cut it. That's how you keep the juices in. But I'm gonna show you how to make it in the oven. That way you guys can stop eating dry chicken. You're welcome. Okay, so with the chicken, you're gonna bake it for 25 minutes on 450, okay? Pull that out, and then you're gonna wrap it with aluminum foil and let it set 10 minutes. Oh, that's hot. Ah, Alexa, set a timer for 10 minutes. 10 minutes my time, 1 second your time reveal. But this is pretty juicy. Okay, so when it comes to having a sweet treat at the end of the night, okay, I need one. I always have room for a sweet treat. And recently, I have just discovered these Yasso bars. These are disrespectful, and obviously you don't have to eat this flavor. I know not everybody likes pistachio flavor, but pistachio hates to see me coming.
What do you mean by that?
Because I do. They have like cookies and cream, which is really good, like cake batter, salted caramel, all these different flavors are so good. 5 grams of protein and then 80 calories per bar. What I've never understood are the that have Greek yogurt at the end of the night. Yogurt will never be a sweet treat to me, only a punishment. Now, I hope that gave you guys a little bit more insight on how I like to approach my meal prep. Oh, I didn't even tell you guys, when it comes to like beverages, because like I know like some of us don't want to just drink water. Fresca. I don't even have any more right now that pissed me off. I'm gonna go to the store later. But Fresca, she's my #1 girl. It's like a classier Sprite, you're welcome. Or Mio, like if you want to have like some juice or tea, just squirt some Mio in your water and call it a day. I hope you guys liked that video. If you didn't, you. Now, if you guys want a more in-depth video about how to implement your macros into meal prepping, I can also make that video, even though I find it quite boring. But, you know, I'm a people pleaser, okay? So whatever you want, anything for you. But closed mouths don't get fed. So if you don't speak up in the comments, the video's not gonna be made. Now, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. If not, I think your mom's a whore and she looks like she drinks milk with spaghetti, and I find that to be weird. You could tell your extremely hot aunt that I have a crush on her, and I've been really nervous to say it, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna bring it up today, but okay, kisses. Mwah.
Oh, behave. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah.